Welcome to my channel. This is Nomadic J. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and click that notification bell for the next video. I am at another mall. The name of this mall is Blue Mall. Of course, I'm in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, for those of you who are here for the first time. And this mall is actually a combination of a mall slash office building slash hotel. The JW Marriott is actually on the lower level. On the upper level. The JW Marriott is actually on the upper level. So basically the lower level is the mall, which pretty much opened in 2010. And the upper level, which is the hotel slash some office spaces, opened pretty much around 2012, 2013. This mall is actually geared toward the upper class, the well-heeled, as they termed it in some of the press release I read. Pretty much the rich people who got money. And it's evident when you walk into this place. I mean, just from what you see on the first floor, you know, you got everything. All right, let's talk about what's in this mall, the stores. Let's pretty much go with the first floor. Now, obviously, the first floor is definitely the floor you notice right off the bat with some of the familiar brands. I'm only going for brands that I'm familiar with. There may be some in the U.S. that's part of the list that I'm not familiar with because I normally don't go to high-end stores. So kind of bear with me. But let me just go with the stores that I know. Cartier, Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Rolex, Swarovski. I've talked about that in my other video, which is that little jewelry store with the little crystals and little things that you put in like a glass cabinet. And Zara Women. That's what's up on the second floor. Second floor, you got Zara Men's and Kids. What else? A Sunglass Hut. What else? Pandora. Trying to figure what else on that floor, on the second floor. Yeah, that's some other thing, obviously, but that's pretty much what I know on the second floor. What's on the third floor? Third floor, you have Under Armour, you have Nike, you have, just Under Armour and Nike, basically, that I'm familiar with. Of course, you got all your banks, but Aldo, those are what I'm familiar with for the third floor. On the fourth floor, you have pretty much the food court, actually. Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Live. I'm not sure I know the difference between the two. And Burger King. So it seemed like the first floor is catered to the super rich, and then the other floors, it seemed like it's kind of in and everybody. I mean, it's not everyone is welcome. So it's not like, no one's welcome. It's just, obviously, you can see it's not really that busy. And, a lot of the stores, I don't know how many stores in this mall, because I couldn't really find the exact number, but it seemed like it's less than 60, or, 50, 60, not a lot. I mean, again, it's an exclusive store. And based on what I read, and I don't know, this is from 2010 press from 2010, press clippings from 2010. It's supposed to be the most luxurious mall in the Caribbean Sea, in the area. So I don't know if that's still true. It might be still true. I don't know. I mean, Puerto Rico don't have one. I mean, Jamaica. I'm surprised if they don't. But supposedly they're the most luxurious malls in the luxurious mall in all the Caribbean. So the fifth floor, I really didn't go on the fifth floor. I mean, there's nothing that I'm familiar with. It's only 2 items, and of course the sixth floor is a Gold's Gym. This is a nice mall. I mean, it's funny. It looks like it can be kind of high end. It looks older than 2010. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I'm not that it's bad looking. It just seems to be more of a kind of a well maintained. I mean, I thought it was like 2000. I mean, it's not that it's old looking, but it doesn't seem like less than 11 years old. Not from what I can see. It looks well maintained. It's modern, but it doesn't look like, it's super ultra modern, like, in my opinion, with the Agora Mall. So, but nevertheless, it's still a pretty nice mall. Yeah, it's a pretty nice mall. Yeah, one of the things that I found unique about this mall is that I mean, it looks like it, again, it looks like it can be somewhat exclusive. It seemed to be kind of dark in some areas and light in other areas. I mean, well lit in other areas, which, I guess is basically one of these type malls where you just, um, you know, go into your store. Like, you don't really want to be seen. Obviously, if you go to some of the Agora Mall, that's the only other mall I've been into in Santo Domingo. It's definitely a mall where you definitely going to be seen. You know what I mean? You can't really hide in that mall. But this one, it seemed like you can just kind of go there and hide. I mean, when I looked at it, I'm thinking, is it really more of a hotel with a mall at the bottom or a mall with a hotel at the top? It just, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like a more of a specialty type plaza than necessarily a mall, in my opinion. Again, it's not busy. I surmise that most of the people probably here are obviously staying at the hotel. JW Marriott is definitely kind of a higher end hotel. I mean, it ain't the highest for Marriott, but it's definitely not a cheap hotel. So obviously, the people who are staying at the hotel definitely, is being, I guess, pampered with this type of mall to have everything right there for them, so they really don't have to go anywhere if they don't need to. So I can respect that. I was surprised there was not quite a few, but there were a few stores that were closed, and some of these stores were large. So that's why it kind of seemed dark in some area, because some of those stores took up a lot of retail space, and they were just closed. Obviously, I mean, it wasn't like a vacant mall, nothing like that. It was just dark in some areas. But it's a really nice mall. I mean, parking, and I mean, as you can see, there was a nice vehicle on the first floor. That's the first thing I showed you when I walked in. It's a beautiful vehicle. I make sure I put a name on it so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's it's a nice mall. Don't have a lot of stores. Again, it's not the type of mall like some of the other malls, and definitely not Agora Mall. So, but I think it has the basic of what you need. And of course, if you got money, it definitely have everything you need on the first floor. If you got money, Rolex, Cartier, all that type of stuff. Yes, if you got money, you definitely well taken care of in this mall. Now, keep in mind, this is a Saturday, so I'm not sure what this mall looks like. I mean, that's a busy day no matter where you go, no matter what country you're in. Saturday's always a busy day. So I'm just wondering if this is probably the extent of the customers or visitors you get on a normal day. Keep in mind, this is about 2:30 in the afternoon. I actually walked from Agora Mall to here. It took me about 17, 18 minutes to walk. And I mean, it was hot, but I mean, the path that I took was pretty much well shaded, at least most of it. So that made it seem not so, so long and hot, because I had, spots that was, clearly, shade with, to keep the beaming sun from, beaming on me. So it was cool. I mean, the cool thing was a Nike store in here. So, like I said, if you ever need Nike, it's funny. All the other sports stores is at the other mall, but there's the only sports store at this mall is the Nike. I don't know it's Mike, you think it's like Whole Food, but I guess it is in a sense where if you see one Nike store, you probably won't see another one for miles and miles. Yeah, you won't see another one. You just see one Nike store in all of the whole area. When I think about Washington, D.C., I think we only have, when I think about it, it's only, maybe it's a couple, maybe. Not many in the area, I'm talking about the whole area. At Washington, the DMV, the Washington, D.C. area. So anyway. This food court is kind of like a lounge, you know what I mean? Look, it's not a lot of tables and chairs, but then again, it's not a lot of restaurants. And that's a six theater cinema in the back right there with IMAX. I forgot to mention IMAX theater. Again, I was going to go to the movies there, but it didn't seem like it was going to start anytime soon. And the mall was just kind of boring to me. So that's why I actually walked back to the other mall because, I was in a walking mood. And again, as you know, I try to walk a lot of places. That's how I get my exercise in sometimes. But it's a nice lounge. I mean, it's almost like one of them places where you can just kind of have some drinks and then check out a movie, which means it's probably super, super comfortable inside. I'm assuming, I'm thinking. One of those type I can't think of the mall chain in the U.S. where they have those lounge seats where you got waiters and bartender bringing you food type thing. I don't know. This might be one of those type of theaters. I don't know. But it gives me that vibe that this is the type theater where you kind of cater to. The mall is somewhat like that, but, like I said, I didn't go up. I already looked at the directory and noticed there was nothing really on the 5th and 6th floor worth going to. Like I said, the 6th floor is Gold's Gym. And of course, beyond that, it's actually the hotel for Marriott Hotel. So there was no need to go beyond that, you know what I mean? And I didn't see people going up, so I said, okay. This space just, again, like a lounge, so. It was a cool mall. I don't know if I would go back. Unless I'm just having a special need for something at a Nike store, I don't think I'd go back. But anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell. And thanks for watching. See you on the next video.